Ooh, I am so excited to make this little flag quilt, guys. But before we start cutting, we need to do some sorting. So let's open her up. So you're going to sort your squares into 5 separate piles. We need a blue pile, right, for our little flag corners. And then you need a red pile or a darker fabric pile for your red stripes, a white pile. There's going to be 1 square for your cornerstones, and then 8 squares are going to turn into sashing. So I'm going to get these sorted into piles, tell you how many you're going to need in each pile. So in your blue pile, you're going to need 7 layer cake squares. In your red or darker fabrics, you need 13. Same for your white or your light, 13 each. Your sashing is going to be 8 layer cake squares worth and 1 for the cornerstones. So now that we've got them sorted into our piles, I'll show you how to cut them. So it's time to cut, and I'm going to start with my blue squares, right? I usually stack up 3 or 4 at a time. So I'm going to start with 3. You might want to get a pencil and paper to jot down some notes for the cutting, or just in case you don't want to remember everything I say, I do have a handy $5 PDF pattern in my Etsy shop, right, to help you along the way. So dark blue, cut them into 5-inch squares. Cut it in half this way, and then cut it in half the other way. 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do that for all 7 blue squares, and then I'll show you the next one. All right, so let's cut the red pile, or your darker stripes, right? I'm going to show you with this print here. Right, this one, because this one is a directional print, okay? Because your stripes are going to go like this, right? So we want to cut them like that. 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, all the way across. 2-inch strips. 2 inches. 2 inches. And your first 2, you want to turn them, and we're going to cut them into 5-inch pieces. So you need 2 inch by 5 inch. 2 inch by 5 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the rest of the square, 2, 2, 2. 2 inches. And then that one's 2 inches. These are our long stripes. So we need to cut a 1/2 inch off. These need to be 2 inch by 9.5. Chop it. 9.5. And 9.5. There you go. Little recap. 13 red layer cake squares to be your stripes. You need to cut them into 3 2-inch by 9.5 and 4 2-inch by 5 inch. Now I'll show you the white. All right, so your white pile is cut very similar to your red, 2 inches across all the way, but instead of 3 long ones, you need 4 long ones and 2 short ones. I'm going to cut the first one off, 2 inches, and cut him into 5, cut him in half. So we have 2 inch by 5 inch. And then the rest of the way needs to be 2 inch by 9.5. So I'm actually going to, and I'm going to chop it at 9.5 first. Right, and then I can flip it and cut them all 2 inches. There you go. Let's recap that one for you. Use 13 white ones, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 inch by 9.5, and 2 inch by 5. Time for the sashing. Okay, for your sashing, you should have 8 layer cake squares set aside for that. Very similar to our stripes. We need 2 inch by 9.5. So I'm going to chop the square to 9.5 first, just to make it a little quicker. And then turn in, and we will cut 2 inch all the way across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. You should get 5 2 inch by 9.5 inch sashing strips from each square. Okay, each sashing square gives you 5 2 inch by 9.5. 1 more to go. All right, our last thing to cut is your 1 cornerstone layer cake square, and you need 16 2-inch squares out of this bad boy. and your cutting will be done. Right. Before we sew, cutting was a lot, so I will go over it one more time for you guys and give you the total numbers for every piece you need, okay? Blue, 5-inch squares, you need 25 total. Red, 2-inch by 5-inch, 50 total. 2-inch by 9.5, 25 total. White, you need 50, 2-inch by 9.5, and 25, 2-inch by 5. Your sashing, you're going to need 40 total, 2-inch by 9.5. Cornerstones, 16 total, 2 inches square. All right, let's sew a block. All right, it's time to sew. You want to choose 3 matching reds and 3 matching white strips per block and 1 5-inch blue square, okay? You're going to put those right sides together, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Go, go, go. I'm going to go ahead and move down to the bottom. Go, go, go. Okay, so you always want to press to the red or the darker print. Push him up. Put the bottom one on there. Here we go. All right, the bottom strips, press to the red. Here we go. All right. Let me take them to the iron and then we'll finish. All right, like I said, you want to press to the red in your stripes every time. All right, top stripes to your little blue square. Right sides together, 1/4 inch seam. Cut that off. You want to press to the square. Easy peasy. And then we're going to put it onto the bottom stripes and he'll be done. There we go. All right, last thing, press towards the stripes. Isn't it cute? Make 25 blocks, and then I'll show you how to lay it out. There and there. You've pieced together all 25 of your little flag blocks, and it's time to lay them out. You want to put them in a 5 by 5 layout, and then bring in all those little sashing strips from the beginning that we cut and our little cornerstones, right? So when we sew it together, piece horizontal rows, and then sew the little sashing strip row. So horizontal first. I do want to make sure to note that when you are pressing your rows together, make sure you press everything towards the sashing strips. So away from the cornerstones and away from the quilt blocks. And then we'll put it all together as a quilt top, and I'll show you how cute it is. Oh, say, can you see how cute this quilt turned out? I really love mine. But wait till you see my mom's version. It is adorable. I might love hers even more. She made all her stripes of red and white scrappy in each block, and I really love it. Let me know in the comments which version's your favorite. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye.